All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to my new podcast that I haven't thought of a name for yet.
Potato and bok choy.
No, but that's our personal one. This is mine.
Oh, okay, fine.
I think, well, it used to be NICTalks, and so it might...
I'd stay with that.
That's clever, right? Like TED Talks.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's also, like, part of your brand, or you might as well keep it going, you know?
Yeah, I might as well. Yeah, NICTalks. So yeah, that's what, and this is like, and this is the very, very first episode. And my very first guest is my husband, who honestly is you're probably gonna be like my most, like, frequent guest because, you know, we live together. If you hear jingling, it's my dog, Jack, who has to be the center of attention at all times. So, yeah. So today we decided to kick off the podcast talking about how inadvertently our lives as a couple and as individuals have started to revolve around anime. So those of you that know me and my claim to fame, especially this year in 2020, is TikTok. And I started, you know, when I started doing those comedy routines of those comedy skits about My Hero Academia, and then that kind of took off, and now here I am with 500,000 followers, and that's crazy. But I don't know but you have your own thing going on too.
Yeah. So for me, I'm not as public as you are. I am quote unquote a professional Yu-Gi-Oh player, as my wife likes to say it. Yeah, I didn't think I would actually be so deep into a card game based on an anime that it's now like not the center, like this whole center of my life, but it's a good way for me to, like, you know, have fun, relax, enjoy, and like I've done so many big things around it. It's like it's crazy to me. I
remember like this is all, but Yu-Gi-Oh has literally like always been a big part of your like since we've been dating. Like
literally, I got into it like right after high school because I knew you were gonna be far away. So I was like, I need to get a hobby, and my bunch of my friends were already playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, they got me back into it, and I just kind of went in from there because I just wanted to play to kill time, then I wanted to play to win, and then I wanted to become a champion.
I didn't know you got into it because I was gone.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know, there's not a lot of trouble you can get into when you're playing card games.
I feel bad because I feel like so many of your hobbies you get into because I'm gone. For background, so we met in high school, started dating, and I went to the Air Force Academy, which is in Colorado Springs, and we decided to go long distance, and Justin stayed in Houston and went to school there and worked there. And then even in active duty, like I deployed basically for a year, and then you got into cooking. So I feel bad, like every single thing you get into is like because I'm not there.
Honestly, here's the thing, like, in the end, Yu-Gi-Oh is probably the best way for me to go anywhere we've gone. I've never been fully scared. I'm like, oh, I'm afraid to make friends. Like, no, I don't have to worry about that because Yu-Gi-Oh is that way. I can, like, if I can find a local shop within like a 2-mile radius, I can make friends. So it's always one of those things where, like, it's like if you were into baseball, basketball, or like any sport or anything like that, you could find friends in real life. For me, it's like I actually can go to a shop down the street and be like, yo.
I was flabbergasted, like when we were moving to this neighborhood. I mean, you were talking about how perfect it is, which I really do love our neighborhood. Like, there's a wine shop down the street for me. Bodega's right there. But then I was like, there's a Yu-Gi-Oh shop? Are you fucking shitting me? Like,
that was coincidence.
Really? And it's like a 5-10 minute walk. I was like, well, God must be looking out for you or something.
Hey, man, I paid my dues.
So, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes I think about how weird it is that, like, this became the center of our life, especially this year.
Yeah.
Especially because, and I tell people this a lot, and I try to make it known because people like to judge people that, you know, there's a lot of gatekeepers out there that like to define what an anime fan is or what a weeb is.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I'm like, look, truth be told, like, my very first like obsession with anime was Inuyasha. I was, you know, ride or die. My MySpace looked like you remember my MySpace? You remember what my MySpace looked like? Like cherry blossoms and everything, and like it was crazy, right? So like I got into it and then it stopped, right? Inuyasha stopped, and then I took a hiatus. I took a really long hiatus from TV in general because I was at the Air Force Academy and it was like so stressful and I barely had any time for anything. And then stop it, don't you dare. And then Inuyasha Final Act came, and then I got back into it, and then I took a break again. I didn't really watch too much anime, and then we had everything that happened to me in the Air Force and everything with depression and PTSD, and I like to say that, you know, anime is one of the things that honestly started to help me recover, because I hadn't watched anime in a really long time, and then you showed me The Disastrous Life of Psyche K, and like, and that was also during the time where like I wouldn't watch more than one thing. Like I didn't know that like I was watching 30 Rock on repeat for how long?
It was 30 Rock, Kimmy Schmidt, and then we got into Parks and Rec, and literally it was like we would go through the same we would go through that whole series about 4 times, and then you'd want to change it up, and then which is out of those 3 series, and then it took a lot of time and convincing, and you falling asleep on a lot of the episodes, but I was like, did you like it? And you're like, yeah, I did. And we just go back and watch it again. So
I was such a zombie back then. It was like I only had like the energy to like go to work, come back, go to sleep, like really, like I don't know, just thinking about the zombie that I was. But yeah, like you introducing me and like easing me back in with shows like, you know, like Disastrous Life of Psyche K and 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I remember I had to vet these shows before you watched them. Like, so I'd have to stay up like.
Did you?
Yeah, Psyche K, I had to like watch while like I was still in college still, so I had some time in between classes, or like when I was done, and when you got home, I'd watch some animes. So I'd always be like, Nikki would like this, or Nikki might like this, or this one seems interesting, it has a lot of action. And it took me a while to figure out your anime taste, and it just took like
Shonen.
It took that, and I was trying to go for like I had a list. I had romance here, I had action here, I had slice of life here, and I have no idea, but I enjoy this here.
What was your vetting process for me? Now, so for background, of course, I have PTSD, which people know, which means like, which I'm finding out how much that you monitored my emotional state, and you still do when we like try different shows and stuff. And so, even though like anime is one of those things that help me come back, I know. You tell me all the time that there are shows that you've kept me from. Oh,
definitely. There are some that I'm like, okay, like there is this one called Violet Evergarden.
Yeah,
I know you would love it, but at the same time, like, the emotional turmoil is too much.
We haven't even finished Your Lie in April.
Yeah, and that's one I'm really scared for you to finish still.
Am I not? Is it still not time?
Oh, it's always time. I'm like, the fact that, like, it's just more like, there's a lot of better anime that are kind of coming out that I want to watch too, so I'm kind of like leaning into that.
I mean, it's very good. That's what I hate about anime is like it will attack you and it will get you emotionally in an accurate way.
Oh, you know what's the worst? And we talk about this at expense when it's like it's a really good anime, it gets you at the heartstrings, and then it's one season.
Fuck that shit, man. I'm so fucking mad. Like,
yeah, Royal Tutor did that to us pretty bad.
I mean, I find it like I also find it interesting how like there's like of course you get like all these life lessons and stuff from anime, but there's like random shit that I pull from it, like especially as we're at the time in life when we're thinking about having kids and stuff. And I'm taking notes, at least, of like what kind of parent to be and to not be, and like how to bring up kids. Like the Royal Tutor is a huge like I don't know, inspiration for me on like how to like set your kid up for success, like educational wise. And then of course like every shonen has a shitty dad. But so
Psyche K in the other end gives me like how to be a good parent when your kid's aloof. because like I know at a point like we will have like a high school teenager kid like whatever. I'm like cool. I'm still gonna be the doting loving dad, whatever. But you don't get this love.
Both of Psyche's parents are fucking idiots, though.
Yeah, but the mom's like at least on her crap.
The mom has her moments.
Yeah, but it's only with like because she's overly trusting. That's the reason why. Because she's.
It's just those moments where she like goes demon face and she's like,
yeah, she won't.
Your best friend asked you to the beach. You're going, Kusua. It's like I lose my shit every time.
And it's like, oh my, I'm like, yeah. Like even a psychic, even the most powerful psychics, the most powerful heroes would be like, I don't mess with mom. That's real. Like that's a life lesson that is in any anime, TV show, whatever. It's like if you find someone who messes with their mom, that's not a person. That's a monster.
Okay, so honestly, I want to do a side note. Disastrous Life of Psyche K is one of my favorites because of the dry sense of humor, and I think that is good for both people that are just now starting anime, but also veterans of anime.
The anime connoisseurs.
The connoisseurs, like the longtime weebs that like literally have not fucking stopped watching anime since Naruto, or since like whatever the fuck, because it makes fun of so many anime tropes. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, even if you're not familiar with it, if you've been out of the, or if you were out of the game for a long time like me. But now that I'm back in it and it's been a few years and I rewatch it, it gets funnier.
Yeah. So like that's another reason why I kind of like it helped me with the vetting process. It's like, okay, this one's good one because it's just like constantly funny. And like whether you are a huge anime fan or not, like season 1 will definitely just get you laughing. The other seasons onward, it's like you might have to know a little bit more, but nothing too crazy. And then there are other ones where I'm like, ooh, I want you to watch this one because it's action packed and it's really cool and it'll like just like make you want to like fight more, which is kind of like always what you want to do. You always want to fight, so I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I am 100% a shonen person. I dip into shoujo, but I'll dip, but I don't know. You know, I've been raised with this masculine energy my entire life that I've not been able to.
Which is so weird because I love romance animes or like
you do.
I really do. Like I try to get you into like Maid-sama or something like that.
I like it. It just didn't keep my attention.
And I'm just like, how could you not love the depth here?
If we sat down and watched it, but you play it while I'm fucking working. And that's another thing about how anime has taken over our lives. So we work at home now because of quarantine. I work at home just normally, but Justin started working at home because of COVID. And so it's like a daily routine. Like we will put on anime in the background for everything. Mm-hmm. Like I think the one anime that I haven't put on lately is My Hero Academia, only because I have seen My Hero Academia so goddamn much. Mm-hmm. And part of it was because of TikTok, because when I realized that was the content that was going to get me the views and attention, I was like, I gotta come up with more content, so I just watched My Hero over, you live with me. Yeah. All over and over again, to the point that like, okay, I think it's like literally ingrained in my brain. Don't need to watch it anymore until Heroes Rising comes out.
Yeah, it's hilarious because like literally there's sometimes you put on an anime, I'm like, you've seen this one, so I just put on my headphones and like.
Do you really?
Sometimes it's more like, you know how I am. Like I am cringe. Like when there are episodes that make me cringe, I'm like, I just want to either fast forward, skip the episode, or like just forget it exists.
What shows make you cringe?
It's just like certain episodes, like there are like it's like King episodes in Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, Seven Deadly Sins?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you always...
It's like, because that's me. Because I would do that shit. Like, I used to be me. I would overthink about it so much, trying to get someone to, like, to make someone fall in love with me. I'm like, God, I do it.
I am Escanor.
Yeah, I know.
That's me. The moment I saw Escanor, I was like, oh, shit, that's me.
Lion.
So, on a bigger scale, I want to talk about how, like, literally our fucking daily, weekly, monthly life revolves around anime.
Yeah, so, it's weird.
So, for me, for TikTok, like, definitely, like, more in the beginning, and now I'm starting to diversify now, like, with the podcast and everything, but, hey, stop it. But, like, I'll go into the bedroom for hours and, like, shoot and shoot TikToks, and I always tell them, because everyone knows that I yell in every single one of my videos, and so I'm like, you need to put your headphones on so you don't hear what I'm saying or doing, because I'm screaming the same lines over and over again because I got to get it just right.
Yeah, the one TikTok I've made, it was one of those things, like, things you need when your wife's a TikTok star. Noise canceling headphones so you don't hear anything.
It's a process. It's hard being producer, director, and actor at the same time. That's why I don't ever want to do the first two, but for now. And then, so I got TikTok production. There's a whole film production shit, all like either in our bedroom or in the living room. And then you got your fucking...
Oh, yeah, my Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
So, like, I can either be recording my own videos because I like to make my own YouTube videos, but I'm not as consistent as you are. I just do it for fun because it makes me feel like... It's one of those, like, when I'm not trying to take myself too seriously, I make great content. It's when I think that's for everybody, though. Yeah. And if not that, I'm deck building or testing online with friends or online with other people. And sometimes I'm just like... I will just spend... most of my time just like looking at cards and reading them and like kind of like using my English degree to the umpteenth degree, because periods, colons, semicolons, parentheses matter, and then I have to like start jargoning with like a lawyer.
We were talking about that with Travis when Travis is over. Travis, the sibling, another anime TikTok creator who happens to live nearby, so we hang out and it's great. What was I saying? He said that...
he wants to duel me, or like he was like, oh man, you play Yu-Gi-Oh? I'm like, bro, don't even at me with that right now. Y'all don't even... Like, a lot of people who like say like, oh, I want to duel you, like, y'all don't even know what's going on anymore in this game. I will destroy you legally and you will cry.
That shit is too... It's too much. It is too... complicated for me right now. I don't have the patience.
Oh god, yes. The fact that Konami itself, the people who make Yu-Gi-Oh, have made multiple dummy down versions to make sure people can get into it is absurd and hilarious. But
that for people like me, I need it.
Oh yeah, and it's fine. It works. It's just like for people like me who've played the game for as long as I have, it's like this is so slow. It's like playing chess, or it's like playing chess with a baby. It's like you can move and you already know what to do for the next 10 moves and they can't even do one. It's like, this is stupid. I want to get out of here.
Look, like the one time you tried to set me down at the kitchen island, you're like, this is XYZ, and after 5 minutes I was like, you know what?
Yeah, and
I'm gonna leave this shit to you. I'm gonna leave this to you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, like, oh, it's so like when people are like, it's so easy to play this game, like okay, come to the table, we'll sit you down, I'll show you all the darkness that is in this world. She's talking about Shadow Realms, like y'all don't even know.
It's so funny, like, because like I said, the events that we have to go to now that take over our life.
Yeah.
Jack, stop it. Because you go to tournaments like every weekend or so.
I can go to, if I wanted to, I could go to tournaments every night, and that's crazy.
Holy crap.
I could. I don't, but I could.
And then there was a few weeks where I was, because I hosted for Anime Expo Light, which I never fucking thought would happen. Thank you to Brandon McInnes, anime English dub actor, for reaching out to me and like throwing the rope back. And I'm like eternally grateful for that. That was such a cool experience. But that was like that was a whole thing, you know, on top of the TikTok stuff and like, and just all the random merch. Like I just partnered with a small business called The Geek Side, and they sent us a lot of really cool promotional stuff, and now we have all of this anime paraphernalia that is like, it's just so cool. And I think it's funny, and to me it means a lot, because you getting me back into anime, which it was you, like getting me back in was like, it really was a start to getting my mental health better. I think it really took off with My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah, because like for you really related with like the big three.
Yeah.
It was
each of them.
Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo.
Yeah.
Because like you saw yourself as like Deku, this innocent person who had all this potential. Todoroki because you like issues, and Bakugo because of the rage.
Issues. Yeah.
Like, does Bakugo even have issues? It seems like he's just mad.
Bakugo, and this is definitely a subject for next time that we definitely have to like put a pin in and like write this down because I want to talk about it like in depth. But Bakugo, and I've said this in a TikTok before, Bakugo is an anxious child. Like, he has ridiculous anxiety. I know he does because he's a high achieving child. He's a high achieving child either because of his parents, which it looks like at least his mom, which people have speculated that she's like abusive actually, because she blamed him for getting kidnapped. But whether it's because of his parents or because it's internal, like, he's a high achieving child. And when you are a high achieving child, it is like proven that you are prone to having clinical anxiety. Mm-hmm. And as you know, and unfortunately, like, I know what that's like. I was a high achieving child, and as we both know, my anxiety looks like anger sometimes, and people don't know that. Like people are used to the anxiety that looks like Midoriya, which I have too. But then like Bakugo is also a form of anxiety, and then Todoroki is just the numbness. Like I can, like those three characters in particular, I related so much, and I saw so much of myself in them, and like why I'm Team Deku always, because like I was at a point in life where I felt like there was no coming back. Mm-hmm. Like my life had been destroyed and I was set behind everybody else, and I still feel like that because of my diagnosis. But when you showed me My Hero Academia, and I started following Midoriya's story, and just like some of the quotes in there that are, just the inspirational quotes in there that like just really like stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And how he says, not all men are created equal, and like, sometimes like, yeah, the race is not fair, but I'm just gonna have to work, that much harder, and I'm going to work harder, and I'm going to be there. Like, I'm going to get there. Like, that determination is something that I don't innately have anymore. And so I need to pull it from other sources sometimes. And, like, honestly, like, it is just a show. It's an anime, but it really did. Like, it really did and does do that for me.
No, I get that. Like, honestly, like, anime is one of those things where, I hate when I was a kid growing up, people would, like, crap on anime all the time. Like, Dragon Ball Z is so lame. Pokemon so lame, Yu-Gi-Oh's for kids. I was a kid, so it was fair.
I mean,
but still, like, people wouldn't think like the lessons were real, and like, I would say that a lot of anime at the age I was watching it were for kids because, like, their thing was like, the power of friendship will save us.
It's always the power of friendship.
Yeah, but remember, those are meant for kids. So like when people like older people are making fun of it, it's like you're making fun of a kid for watching kid stuff. So it kind of seem like a jerk.
I feel like. Especially with shonen animes, like, you just have to accept that the power of friendship and plot armor galore will be present, and you should just not fucking complain about it because you know it's gonna be there. So you just gotta watch it, know that it's there, and enjoy it. I mean, what it is.
What's the problem with like the power of friendship? Because like
nothing.
The power of friendship can save a lot. Like literally, everyone's saying like self care. Watch out for your friend. That's the power of friendship.
I know. Jack.
Dramatic everywhere we go.
Jack is being dramatic, choking on a toy that he ate too much of. The fuck? Yeah, I mean, I think the prime example is Fairy Tail, which we're finishing up right now. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and I love it so much because it's so formulaic, like I was saying last night, but it's so formulaic, but I don't even fucking care because the characters are good. Like, yeah. I love the characters, so I don't care. I know there's gonna be plot armor. I know that at the end, well, don't tell me, like,
I don't even know at the end itself right now.
And as the season's so far, and if you don't want to get too much spoiled, if you haven't started Fairy Tail for some reason, you can like fast forward through this part a little bit. But it's like, okay, Natsu is at the end. It's all gonna center around Natsu. He's gonna get his shit rocked until the very, very end. And then at the very, very end, he's going to go super OP because of, I don't know, the power of friendship or some innate strength. Happy. Or like, for Lucy. I'm like, I don't know. Like, some bullshit. And I know it's going to happen, and I don't even care.
Even Jack was gacking, like, eh.
Like, I don't even care that I know that's going to happen because it's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's about the journey and what goes on in between. Like, you know, the finishing and the ending is fine and all, but it's like how you get there. It's what makes it really fun.
Jack, you better shut the hell up. We started a lot of new animes this year. Like, that's been a thing for us. It's like something we come together and do at the end of every day is like whatever anime we are watching at the time, whether it's it was Fairy Tail, then we took a break, and then we started a whole bunch of smaller ones.
Yeah, I think the one season ones are good for refreshing because like sometimes Fairy Tail and a lot of other ones that we want to get into, like they're epics. Like you want to get into One Piece, I'm like, don't do it. Like, I'm into One Piece, and I started it like late to begin with. So the fact is, like, it's too much. Like, you need to recap episodes. That's all I can say.
People keep on petitioning, or not petitioning, but they keep on bugging me about, like, you got to start One Piece. I'm like, let me finish Fairy Tail first. And let me rewatch Naruto. What do you want? Naruto or One Piece? You cannot I can't fucking do both. I just can't.
Because we can skip Boruto altogether. Like, Boruto, cool, no, but don't even worry about him.
I've heard it's like,
yeah, it's a good show on its own, but it's like there was way too much hype behind it, and it's just kind of like Anywho, so
anyway, for another time. But yeah, it's like I like that that's our ritual. Yeah. Honestly, like at the end of the day, like watching anime and starting new animes, and then like on the weekends. It's usually a lazy Saturday or Sunday, and we just lay down on the couch and order pizza. And
sometimes it depends if it's a one season anime or not, because sometimes, one day
we did Hanako, Toilet Bound.
We still haven't finished it because like it wasn't finished being dubbed yet, and it's done now. But I'm like, oh. But then we got caught up, and then we did quintessential quintuplets in one day. Again,
it's another episode. But fucking I got shit to say about that goddamn. You know how
I know.
You know how that makes me feel. But yeah, I like it. And then also, I rewatched Inuyasha this year. You kind of watched it with me.
Yeah. I mean, I go in and out just because, like, I predicted Inuyasha, and then after a while, when I was done predicting, I read it. I was like, okay.
You read it?
I read the wiki. Look.
Wow.
Well, this was, like, way before it came out, like, in, like, animation. I was just like, I can't wait anymore. I need to know how the story resolves. Like, it's one of those I waited 3 years for it to get animated sooner. And they're like, no, we're still not. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to finish it off.
I have not, like, succumbed to going to manga because I can't wait for either the episodes themselves or the dub to come out. I'm just like,
well, what if you know that it's not ever going to get dubbed or ever get animated?
If I know it's never gonna get animated, like Oron or The Devil's a Part-Timer, then yeah, I think I'd like to get those manga. But like My Hero Academia, which is another reason why I gotta stay out of my TikTok comments, because people on TikTok, for some reason, a lot of them have no fucking regard for people that don't want shit spoiled. And I even get DMs that are like, you want to know a manga spoiler? And I'm like, motherfucker, who are you? I don't even know who you are. And no, but I don't know who you are. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's one that I feel like they get joy and fulfillment off of that because they got a rise. It's those people who like to get a rise out of people for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, and it's only effective if they do anything. If you don't do anything, they're like, they in their mind it's a win-win because they wasted your time and they got a little bit of a rise out of you. Right. You didn't say anything, but at the same time, it's like you don't know. And honestly, I don't care.
If you're one of those people, just stop. I don't know. God, what question did I God damn.
Well, this all started off like how I vet your animes.
Oh yeah, and the whole episode is about how anime has taken hold of our lives. I'm looking at how much time we got, and we're coming up on 30 minutes. Let's see. Okay, so here's something that we can end on today. So people ask me all the time on live streams a lot what anime we're gonna have our kids watch when we have kids. What are we gonna start them on? I say My Hero.
Yeah, of course. But that's a little deep. I would say like middle school on that one.
Middle school?
There are some there are some kid friendly animes that are good, and I would kind of be like, all right, we gotta find those, but like I wouldn't watch them.
I feel like I was watching Nick Cage movies when I was 6. Like they can watch My Hero.
I mean, that's up to us as parents. So like, yeah, definitely. But I do want them to have like some wonder and like something be like, oh yeah, this is what I can do if I really try. I'm like, those kind of animes are good for kids because it kind of like gives them what they need in life, which life denies, which is optimism and hope.
Oh yeah, that's why I love anime. Optimism and hope. Can't start them on 7 Deadly Sins, that's for sure.
Well, season 1 is definitely fine.
Absolutely not. Meliodas is literally feeling Elizabeth up all the time.
Oh yeah, right. So that's that's when they can discover on their own, and they ask questions like, all right, cool, we can have this talk.
Oh my gosh. What else? Like the only thing I have really in my mind is My Hero Academia. I can't think of anything. Royal Tutor.
Royal Tutor would be good.
Royal Tutor is good.
There are the classic ones. Like I would go like,
what about Black Clover?
Black Clover actually is pretty
Honestly,
good. It's not bloody. It's not violent. There's a lot of stuff going on. Fairy Tail's also on too.
Yes, Fairy Tail is good.
And then like you got some of the classics, like you can start them off on One Piece and Naruto is a toss up in the air. It's like if you want them to do the ninja run, you kind of let them know like off the bat that doesn't really work.
First of all, I want to take this moment to say that the Naruto run is actually the Inuyasha run because Inuyasha was first, and people fucking choose to neglect that fact. But I just want to point it out.
But either way, it's inefficient running.
It is inefficient running. Have you tried it?
I have. Me and my brother have. Me and my little brother both tried, and then we all had our high school, middle school friends. We're like, okay, guys, experimentation time, because we got into a heated debate about like if it works or not. We're like,
we do need to wrap it up soon, but I have my theory of why they run like that.
Anime plot armor?
No, I think it's so that you can see the characters' faces while they are running.
True. That's good art style right there.
I think.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you're going like this, then you're covering your face
or they can just do
seconds.
like the chest run.
Or maybe this fucking looked less stupid than this.
I would also say that it costs less to animate that too, because when your arms are back, you don't have to worry about them moving.
Exactly. I mean, not that I know shit. I'm not a fucking animator. That's just my fucking theory that's why, because it's not just Naruto now. Like it's everything. Like almost every.
If their arms aren't back, they're holding something to hold. So they're like because like Asta has a sword holding back. He's like this, like a bat.
Which is still, I don't know. They do it a lot in Fairy Tail. The only anime that I don't think I've seen them do it is My Hero.
Yeah, because that's based on somewhat reality.
My Hero is the most realistic, I think, as far as, I don't know, real world problems, and it draws a lot from the military, like I said, for another episode. But anyway, let me draw this to a close because we've been at this for half an hour and Jack is being really fucking annoying. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us for the very first episode of NICTalks. Remember that you can access all of the podcast episodes if you go and become a patron on Patreon. I forget which tier it is. I think it is the $10 one, I believe. Yes. Yes, it is. The $10 one. And so that one is not one for all, 5%, 1%. That's the Vibranium Vibranium level. So if you become a Vibranium level patron on Patreon, then you can access all the podcast episodes and videos and everything. But yeah, please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and then also my husband as well. I'm gonna put his socials there as well. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.